Shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, giving infinite praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshua, Ba'ashem Hakodash. Giving double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutation to you sincere Akims across the four winds, pushing this truth for sincerity of heart. I'm your fellow servant, Kasama God from the DC camp, coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua, Ba'ashem Hakodash, to feed the elect. And in this lesson, this is going to be through the spirit and exhortation / admonishment. Because the scripture speaks about, in Ephesians, it speaks about admonishment and nurture. So this is kind of what this lesson is going to be. And I had prepared this lesson since going back to last week. And it's been really heavy on my spirit. And I just felt like, I wasn't going to go into it until the moment was right. As you see right here, of course, I have an image of what looks obviously to be a cave. All right. And the title of this video will probably be something to the effect of the cave or walk, something to the effect of going inside a cave. And this was sparked up off of me listening to this well-known professional boxing trainer, right, called Teddy Atlas. If you know about Teddy Atlas, as you know, he's well known. He's an OG in the game. He trained several great fighters. He trained Mike, Iron Mike. He's very fluent in many boxing styles. He's a Hall of Famer, basically. And in this video, he was basically speaking about Jake Paul. I mean, if you're not aware, what you should do. I mean, if you know anything about YouTube and social media and what's going on in the world, especially in the world of boxing, YouTubers are taking over. The Paul brothers, and in particular, the more serious out of the Paul is Jake Paul, the younger one, and the bout that he just had with Tyron Woodley, which, he was a professional MMA fighter, a champion at welterweight. So somebody who had been in the trenches, a legit fighter. And so I guess Jake won this fight by points, of course. And Teddy Atlas had his 2 cents on it. And I definitely wanted to hear that because, of course, I follow boxing as well. I wanted to hear his 2 cents on the matter. And he said something that was very critical, and that is something that, because a fight is a fight. Fights are different. You got the fight, you got physical fights, you got the fight of faith, you got all types of manner of fights. But as a man, fighting is a part of what we do. It begins with the Heavenly Father Yahweh, which said that he is a man of war, and therefore so is his son Yahweh Shai. And so us, the men of Israel, we also warriors. Now, the fights that we fight are more spiritual, but it's still things that are relevant to the art of fighting and what it does, and to a man and what it helps a man find out about himself. So I'm gonna play this out, and and let's see what Teddy Atlas says as he speaks about the cave. All right.
I know some people are going to get probably mad at me and say, gee, Teddy, you're giving this guy a lot of credit. No, I'm giving him what I think he deserves to be given. I think that he's already made money. I think that he wants to find out about himself. He wants to see how far into the cave he can go and how far the cave goes. Yeah, and the cave is dark. That's us. The cave is us, inside ourselves. How far can you go inside that cave and continue to put lights on and continue to lighten dark places and continue to go? How far can you go? And who knows? Who knows how far? And I think he's trying to discover that. And that's a great thing in life. To be able to explore yourself, to find out what you truly are capable of, and what the walls. Who says you have a wall? Everyone says there's a wall. You hit a wall, and you're not able to achieve anything past that ceiling, right? That's what we call it, that ceiling. Well, who says there's a ceiling except the fact that we say there's a ceiling? But what if we keep saying, I don't believe there's a ceiling. I believe that I can push that ceiling further back and find how high that roof really is, or how high I can go, or how far I can venture into that space.
That's like the story of all athletic records. Think about the 4-minute mile, the 2-hour marathon,
And
all
then
those
look,
things.
100%. And look, I'm not trying to make this guy, one of these superior, once in a lifetime athlete. I'm making him a human being. I'm just making him a guy that has an opportunity to search out what he can be, to find out some answers to some questions internally. That's all I'm making him out to be. That's all I'm making him out to be.
To your point, when we started this podcast,
And basically that's the and there's some more. You wanna if you're really into boxing and everything like that, you wanna watch the interview. I try to keep up with Teddy and all that. Getting into boxing. And any manner of just combat, it doesn't have to be necessarily boxing, but any manner of combat fighting. I mean, it's very, very telling. You learn a lot about yourself, about certain things, but that's and that's most on the carnal level. But it's an ultimate, like, just like you heard this Teddy, like it's about finding out about yourself. And when you elevate that to the spirit realm in which we dwell, right, where we don't fight, we don't, go out and literally get into an actual combat to find out. Our fight is spiritual, because the cave is scary. Everybody has that cave. Like you said, the cave is us. It's the internal, it's the inner man. And the reality is, that's the scariest place to go. The scariest place to go is to truly dig deep within yourself and turn on the lights, man. And turn on the lights and walk down that deep, dark place, because you don't know what's in there. You don't know what you're going to find in there. And I'm speaking from a man who's speaking from example, going inside a cave, which all of us in this truth have taken that step. Salaki. If you're in this truth, you've taken that step inside the cave. Now it's just a matter of how deep are you willing to go inside the cave. Some individuals are afraid. Some individuals, I'm one of them. For a very long time, I was afraid, because you don't know. And I've taken, on past couple of years, just really digging deep. But that really comes with praying to Yahweh B'Shem El Shah, because it's a scary place. You don't know what you're gonna find, and taking that step, taking those steps to go deeper inside the cave inside myself, and boy, I tell you, like, the things that you find out, you don't really know. Like, there's a lot of, and I've spoken about this. We're a people that have gone through a lot of oppression, a lot of psychological, spiritual, psychological, physical abuse. Betrayal. There's a lot of negative emotions that we've put out, and this also while we was in the world, and there's also a lot of negative emotions that we've taken in, and these things build up over years and years, and sometimes and demons, spiritual demons, principalities from the left hand side, which they watch your upbringing, so they're very well aware of these things that you haven't dealt with. And that's what demons do. They grab a hold on to these things, and that's how they grow. And the bigger, more powerful demons are hiding in the further places of the cave. And that's why a lot of individuals, right, in the truth, because 2/3 they're not going in the cave. They're not going in there. That's just not, they're not even privy to that. It's not, they're not even aware of the cave. They're just doing whatever. They're like animals. But for the elect, we have to go inside the cave. We got to look within ourselves deeper, not just the surface, really, really deeper, and face the monster. Like I was talking to Zaquan, in our camp, and the fact that we battle certain demons, but then you get to the end rounds and then you see the finals, like the big villain, and it's just this monstrous thing. You like, what in the world? Like, this has been inside of me the whole time. I didn't know. And the thing is, a lot of individuals, a lot of Israelites are afraid. And they're afraid to go deep inside the cave. They'd rather do the opposite, which is try to either help somebody else go inside their cave, or try to, that's always the easiest, right? When you look at somebody, well, I'm gonna help you go inside your cave, so we can through the spirit, and you could be all right. But when it comes to me, nah, man, I'm not going inside the cave. Matter of fact, I'm gonna act like I don't even have a cave. But nah, that which is always gonna be the easiest route to go. That's the broad path. Now let me bring some precepts, to expound on that some more, because the men of the Lord, sincere men of the Lord, always knew about self-reflection, self-examination. They always knew about the cave. They knew that a lot of times it ain't even about the individuals outside. It's about you. It's about the individual within. The things that have accumulated themselves, and the spirits, the principalities that have attached themselves to those things and have been dormant within you, and you haven't dealt with these things. But if you're dealing with Yahweh Shai, with Yahweh Bashim Shai, Yahweh Shai is the light, and he will take you to the cave. He will take you to the cave. But he's going to be a light and a guide as you face your demons, And as long as you don't want to face your demons, and you just want to worry about other people, everybody else's demons and everybody else's cave and this and this and that, the scripture said is one that teacheth many, but it's unprofitable unto himself. You're going to find yourself being asked out, not being able to do what you're supposed to do, because you can't really help your brother if you can't, you can't help yourself. This is Psalms, definitely David, an individual who constantly went inside a cave. This is Psalms 25, 26 and 1. It says, a psalm of David, judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord. Therefore, I shall not slide. Examine me. The word examine means out of a trial. So David asked the Lord that, let me see what's in the cave. And the only time you're going to see what's in the cave is through adversity. The majority, actually, you don't go inside the cave unless you're forced to have to go inside the cave. There's a reason why you shut down and you fall back and you examine yourself and you decide that, I have to go inside the cage. That means something happened. That means something happened to you, a trial, a tribulation, or whatever. Something happened. So now you understand that you have to go inside the cage, because it's not really about the people around you. You come to the realization that it's really you. It's really you're the culprit. You're the one who's got some soul searching to do, and you got to go inside the cave. You got to go deeper inside the cave, and you got to face that. You got to face the monster. And if you're a part of the elect, you're gonna face the monster. Whether you face the monster right now, before all hell breaks loose, or you're gonna face the monster when all hell breaks loose. But either way, Yahweh shines the light. He's going to eliminate the darkness wherever, and he's going to lighten up that cave, man. And that cave is going to turn into, instead of being a place where you run from and you're afraid of, that cave, when it's lit up by Yahweh Shai, is going to be a place where you're able to find comfort. You're going to be able to find comfort when the rain comes. When I say the rain, the tempest, when all hell breaks loose, And that's what Yahweh Shai is doing. He's building us up. But you got to be courageous. You got to trust in the Lord. And you got to go inside the cave. Finger pointing, and it's everybody else. And it's not. Listen, most of the time is you. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time is you. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, when, like I said, it's always easier for Jake to not look at that and to look at somebody else, the neighbor, the man. No, most of the time, yes, a part of it, your neighbors is he's got his own issues. He got to go into his own cave, and sometimes you got to help him to the best of your ability. But he's got to get with Yahweh Shemel Shah and go inside the cave. But most times you have to handle your business, and you have to go inside, and find out what it is that's hitting, and that's walking, that's working inside of you, and that's making you act the way you act, think the way you think, make the moves that you make. Because we have the conscious and you got the subconscious, and the real powerful demons hide in the subconscious. It's that deeper, darker part of the cave, because they know you're going to be afraid of to go inside and find out. And then you'll be shocked when you find out, what you find out once you get in there. And that's on an individual basis, because everybody's, got their own, demons and their own issues that they're dealing with, But that's why we had Yahweh Shah. He's here to help us with that. You just got to trust. Examine, verse 2, Psalm 26:2. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. The reins and the heart is talking about the deepest parts in my thoughts. That's the cave. That's the subconscious. Okay? Which most of our actions are based on the subconscious. From like you talking about lack of trust and betrayal and this and that and laziness and whatever it is that's going on. I mean, I'm just naming stuff off the top, but whatever it is that's going on, unless it's dealt with, it's gonna affect your actions. All right, and you won't even know why you acting. You just say, "Well, I'm acting," which is easy to just say, "Well, yeah, I need to stop doing this thing," but it's like, but why? The most important question is like, why are you doing these things? What's making you do these things? That means you got to go back, right? You got to go back, and then you got to dig in. Got to go into that scary cave, but trust that Yahweh Shah is with you, and then you won't find out what's going on. Don't do what most Jakes are so comfortable doing, which is this. Matthew 7:1, it says, "Judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured unto you." And then the proper understanding, of course, when it says judge not, it's going to explain later, because it's not about you not judging. It's about, you can't be I was going to curse. You can't be a damn hypocrite in your judgment. You can't be out here judging a man on something that he does when you're doing the same thing. All right. There is no judgment and hypocrisy. The Lord does not accept that. All right. Now, it says, for with what judgment ye judge, now verse 3, and why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considereth not the beam that is in thy own eye? Which that is always the easiest thing to do. I've always said that in all of the videos, when it comes to correction and, how we correct each other and how, the rebuke and different things, the admonishment part, admonishing the next person, but not seeing, like I said, seeing the demon, seeing the demon in the cave of another man it's always easier. It's always going to be easier than looking at the own demons that's in your cave. I mean, that's just the nature of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? That's just the nature of the flesh. But the real ones of Yahweh Shemel Shah are able to get to a point where they are comfortable. They understand that if they're going to go and look inside, looking inside another man's cave, they're very well comfortable with, other men looking inside their caves, and which at the end of the day, we supposed to heal each other, but the healing has to go both ways. It can't be based on hypocrisy. It can't be no one-way thing. It can't be pointing out fingers, you know what I'm saying, and what somebody else is doing wrong. But you got to understand, what is it that you're doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? And that's always the most difficult part. And with Jake, you know what I'm saying? Because the easiest, like I always say, the easiest part is to look at what your brother's doing wrong, Matthew 7:3, it says, and why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considereth not the beam that is in thy own eye? All right. Or will it, or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine eye? Right, so let me help you. I'm gonna help you with, saying what you got going on. I'm gonna rebuke you, and and then I'm gonna go, but when my misdeeds are clearly showing that I've got issues, and I desperately need help. But it's like, nah, I ain't, I either you get in this mindset with the spirit some way, because you don't want to deal with the cave, what's in the cave. Those things in the cave are going to deal with you. So some way, somehow, it's an agreement. You make an agreement with them spirits in the cave that you ain't got no problems, that everything is Gucci, so to speak, which is far from it. Okay, because that's what spirits do. They deceive you into thinking that you're all right. They're deceiving you. They deceive you into thinking that everything is just surface level. You just need to chip in a little bit. But in the whole time, you got this monster or a couple of monsters that you've been holding and not facing and not dealing with, and they'll stay there for years. That's the thing with these spirits, because they've grown with you. They've grown with you. They know these things, and they will stay there for years until you really, finally decide to face them. And I'm speaking from experience. A man who, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemal Shah had been afraid to go inside a cave. But eventually you realize that your actions, you look at your actions, you're like, hold up, man, what is making me act like this? And then you like, I got to go in a cave, and you got to face that. You got to face those monsters, man. But you could just say, nah, there is no cave. I don't, it's only little stuff. I'm good. My actions are okay. And then, and you fall into this cycle of delusion, which is total demonic possession. And then you never truly find the answers, So it's a fight. You got to get in there, man. Some talk about the box your demons, however you want to call it. I like the term the cave, because a boxing ring, it's scary, but it's not as scary as going inside, going within yourself and having to deal with yourself and everything that's in there, man, what's hiding in there. You know what I'm saying? I firmly believe that. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. All right, so, if you're going to eat of the bread and drink of the cup, which is really, and here, Paul was talking about the feast, but ultimately the spiritual feast and cup that we drinking is this walk, it's this path. You know what I'm saying? It's this path, because if you're a servant of Yahweh Shai, you got to do the ministry. You got to deal with what comes with the ministry, the good, the bad, and the very ugly. You got to deal with all of that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to examine yourself, man. You got to know what the hell's going on within yourself. If you stand a chance at finishing this mission, you know what I'm saying, that Yahweh B'Ashem Shai gave us. That's just the reality of it. All right. This is Psalms chapter 31, verse 3. It says, for thou art my rock and my fortress, therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me. And that's some of the things I had to do, because I was afraid of what I was going to find out when I went inside the cave. You know what I'm saying? Because you just don't know the unknown. That's where fear comes from, the unknown. It's like, when I really start digging deep, what the fuck am I going to find out? You know what I'm saying? And then you go in there, but it's like, pray, fast, trust in Yahweh Shai to be the light, to take, and let's go in the cave, man. Let's go. And then, like I said, you find out things that you didn't even know was in there. And then the fight really starts. And then you can actually see your actions actually start to change. And then that's almost as if you realize, like, you really would not change unless you really fight that spiritual fight and face those monsters, go inside a cave. Because then all of a sudden your actions change, when the whole time for years they didn't want to change. And you almost felt like they was never going to change. And that's what it means to go inside a cave, and to find yourself and find really what's going on, man. And that's how you really become cleansed. That's how your heart really truly becomes cleansed. You know what I'm saying? Because Yahweh B'Ashem Shai knows. He knows what's in the cave. You have an idea, but you're not willing to face it because it's scary. But ultimately, if you're part of the elect, the time will come. Maybe 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 years, you will go inside the cave to the deepest parts, and you're going to deal with those monsters, man. You're going to deal with that. And that's how you're going to be better. And that's how you're going to be able to help others and comfort others, because you're not really going to go inside the cave with somebody else in his cave. All you can do is stand outside, comfort them, tell them the process that maybe you went through to a certain extent. But he's got to go inside that cave with Yahushua. They got to take that stroll, to the deepest parts. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we always talk about that relationship that you have with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because there's certain things you just would not tell a man, which even the scripture tells you in discretion. There's certain things that you shouldn't tell, certain men, even the brothers. There's just certain things that is between you and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because is that secrecy, because the Lord loves secrecy, a certain level of secrecy. It shows importance and substance. Okay. Okay. So now let's get to the next one. This is Psalms chapter 43, verse 3. It says, "Oh, send out thy light and thy truth. Let them lead me." And that's what it is. It's light and truth, which is Yahushua. And you got to be able to speak truth to yourself, which is, of course, like I said, it's a lot easier to speak truth unto others. You don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do that, you don't do that. How you do it? How you go? That's the easiest part. Turn around and speaking truth to yourself, man, come on, man. That's when you really know a man who has ascended, spiritually to a very high level. When a man has enough sense and humility to go inside and with Yahweh Shai and do the work. You know what I'm saying? Not the work that's just outside, but the work that's inside. Because if you're not working the inner man, then you just out there being a hypocrite. Everything you out there saying, the highways and the edges and videos, you just a hypocrite. Because all these things that you said was required for Jake to do to be right and to be saved, you're not doing none of that when it comes to you. But some way, somehow, the spirits have the principalities have persuaded you that you're gonna be Gucci regardless. Nah, man. We don't work in deception. We work in truth, and we're not gonna deceive our brothers, so we damn sure ain't gonna deceive ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Psalms 43:3, it says, "Oh, send out that light and that truth, and let them lead me, and let them bring me unto thy holy hill," which is the kingdom, "and thy tabernacle," right? Which the holy hill is the kingdom, which the kingdom ultimately is the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't facing the cave, man, your actions gonna be in a way where it's gonna affect you, and it's gonna affect the holy hill, the kingdom, the brotherhood. Everybody gonna be affected. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why we have all these issues, all of us have these issues because why? A lot of times we all mostly focus on another man's cave, but but not our own cave. You know what I'm saying? So it's all that's the drama that's in Yasha Allah, man. That is the fight. That is the fight. As we continue to push this word, that's the fight. 1 Corinthians 15:50. "Now I say this, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doth corruption inherit uncorruption." Right. So if you corrupt it, you know what I'm saying, which again, we do sin, we do go off, but because of the blood of Yahweh Shai, the blood of the Lamb, our sins will be forgiven as long as we finish the work. It tells you that in Colossians. But this corruption is, man, like not, when you talk about the lack of humility, the lack of self-reflection and examination, the hypocrisy, you know what I'm saying? That's just corruption. That is plain corruption. And you cannot inherit the kingdom, the uncorruption when you're corrupted. That's just, that's why we have to be able to correct, use the sword properly. It's a double-edged sword. As we swing, we understand we got to swing all the way. You can't swing one way and not swing back. Somebody said, well, if I swing back, it's gonna slice me up. Why would you? But that's exactly the point of that's why it's called a double-edged sword. And only few can wield it, because when you wield that sword and you cut out, you better be able and ready to also cut in. And like I said, it's always going to be easier for you to cut out than it is for you to cut in. You know what I'm saying? And you will find all kinds of ways to justify that and all this. And that's when, like I said, that's when the spirits are overtaking you. And that's when you start trying to find ways and to make it seem like you in the right when you're totally in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's lack of humility. That's lack of self-examination. And you know, and like I said, that's just deception. And the Spirit of the Lord will not work in you. The Lord may use you, you know, to heal others, but man, what's the point of healing others but you yourself don't get healed, man? And that's something that's always scared me. That's why that's what made me decided that I can't stay surface level in the cave. I can't just take 2-3 steps. I gotta go deep in the cave. And whatever happens, whatever you find, you know what I'm saying, you trust that the Lord, Yahweh Shah, is with you, and you know everything, you know, and everything gonna be cleared out. Because these things have to be exposed to yourself so you can face it and really get into the real fight. You know what I'm saying? Psalms chapter Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Yeah, everything is a fight, but there's a way, you know, there's different ways of fighting. The warfare is different. Our warfare is not carnal, it's spiritual. So, you know, you're not going to be able to defeat the monster in the cave by actually putting some gloves on and or you know, whatever glove, whatever martial art you're doing, whatever. That's not how you're going to defeat the monster. Now, if you do get into in combat, the only thing you will learn out of combat, physical combat, like I've learned, is that everything is a fight, that you have to face it, whatever it is that's bothering you. You can't run away from it. You can't act like it doesn't exist. You got to face it. You got to face it head on and trust that the Yahweh Shemel Shah is with you. And hey, whatever it is, it's going to be what it is. You know, and that's the mindset that you got to have. Running away from problems and running away from situations don't never fix nothing. That's always an easy route, but it always comes back to bite you at the end. And I think that through the Spirit, you realize as an Israelite man, like this is, you got to do what you got to do. And then the sooner you get to the issue, the better it is. And that's something that applies in all realms, the physical and the spiritual realm. All right, so let me see what we got next. Got John chapter 14:20. At that day ye shall know that I am, this is Yahweh Shah speaking, and at that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you. The reason why I brought this out is because you're not going in the cave alone. You're going in the cave with Yahweh Shah. That's why he's in us with the words. He's here to comfort us. He's here to help us. He's here to guide us. He's here to help us face those monsters, man, to go inside the cave. Like Teddy Atlas said, you know. That's a dope. But see, Teddy Atlas, although he's not a spiritual man, he's a fighter. He's somebody who actually fought. And there's still things, something about fighting that's relative, whether it be in the spirit realm or the physical realm. It's adversity. It's facing adversity and giving it all you got. You know what I'm saying? And facing yourself. You know? That's what you learn about fighting. I mean, I remember in the past, I used to think fighting was just about defeating your enemy. But the more I actually started to get serious about boxing and on high levels and real sparring and getting into different things, and I started to find out that it ain't really about my opponent. It's really about myself. And then that's something the truth teaches you. Like, you know, we gotta work on sales, man. Our sales. You know what I'm saying? We have to. You know. Let me see. Let's just all right. So let me go to John chapter 15:4. Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine. No more can you except you abide in me. So you have to abide in Yahweh Shah, you know, to get the vine. The vine is this. It's Yahweh Shah. It's the spirit of the Lord, man. You know, that gives you skill and understanding, spiritual creativity, faith. All right, so you gotta let Yahweh Shai, come go inside and trust that he's gonna be the light to guide you. This is 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know you're not your own selves. Know you're not your own selves. How that Yahweh Shai is in you, except you be reprobate. So you don't know if you don't know Yahweh Shai is in you. So if you believe that, then don't be afraid, man. Go inside the cave and ask the Lord to take you inside the cave. You know what I'm saying? And find out what's truly going on, man. You know what I'm saying? We all got to do that, man. All of us that are sincere have to do that, because we all need a physician. We all sick. We all sick, man. We got issues, man. There's a reason why we act the way we act, especially when we doing things that we know we ain't got no business doing. You know what I'm saying? It's because we dealing with certain things, man. And the time is coming where all hell is about to break loose. The enemy without, which is Edom, Esau, the devil that the Bible speaks of, he's already encamped the nation of Israel, man. He's already surrounded the nation of Israel, man. He's ready to pounce and make us move. You know what I'm saying? So us, as hopeful elect of Yahweh Shai, we gotta get everything ready. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get everything ready so we can move, you know what I'm saying, in unison and strength and confidence with no holes in our armor, man. Because any hole in the armor, man, that's a hole where a dart can come in there, man. And I was, like I said, watching the series Vikings. I would love for brothers to watch that. If you haven't watched the series Vikings, it's dope. It really helps. It helps you see different sides of warfare and the mental and all kinds of stuff, man. And the shield. It's just the unit. Yeah, it's just something special. But yeah, man, it's very important. It's very important that you know that Yahweh Shai is with you, so you can do what you got to do. So now let me go to Ezra, and I said do what you got to do, right? This is what you got to do. Oh, hold on. I know I ain't. No, let me see. I almost skipped that precept, because this is Psalms chapter 19 and 12. Again, David, a man who went inside a cave. It says, who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. I always bring that out because, and also I want to get the Bible comparisons. The CSB. It says, who perceives his own unintentional sins? Unintentional sins. It said, who perceives his own unintentional sins? Cleanse me from my hidden faults. Because those unintentional sins, now you actually have unintentional sins when you just didn't know it was a sin, especially in this society where, certain things you find out, damn, I was doing that. Oh, the Lord said not to do that. Damn, But then you have certain things subconsciously that you do, you know what I'm saying? And you just not aware that you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? You're just not aware. And because you haven't gone inside the cave and find out why you doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's a process I've been through, and I know it's a continual process, but it's good to know that you're in the fight, man. It's good to know you're in a fight, and you meet those monsters, man, and then with Yahweh Shai, you're able to duke it out. You're able to duke it out with the word. All right. So hey, let's get to Yahweh Shai. He went into the cave. He had his 40 days and 40 nights. He went in the cave. You know what I'm saying? Matthew 4:1. Then was Yahweh Shai led up of the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. That's when he went into the cave early. All right. It says when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward hungry. And this whole time, 40 days, 40 nights, he was in the cave. All right. He was in the cave, defeating demons, little levels of demons he was defeating. Verse 3, and when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command that these stones be made bread. That's when afterward, when he defeated all them demons, he faced the monster. And that's the monster. We all got to face the monster. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you got to face it, because that's what's going to be the last thing, especially because the monster that you need to defeat is also something that's attached to the decisions that you're going to have to make, when our RFID microchip is established and pushed, on the mark of the beast. There's a reason why the elect are going to make the right decisions, and they're going to make these decisions with confidence and believing, because they will have defeated, those they will have been in the cave and defeated these spirits, man. And ultimately, the monster whatever that is, okay, that you have to face. So that was the tempter for you know, that was for Yahushua right there, and it says, but he answered, Yahushua answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. So the Heavenly Father was with Yahushua when he was in the cave, in the form of the words. So all you had to repeat the words, and believe in the words, and continue to fight. So Yahushua had the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the cave with him. So we have Yahushua with us in the cave, man. So we don't fear. We gotta just go do what we gotta do and face it. And that's when we're gonna start to see changes, man. Changes don't just happen randomly. There's a process to that. There's certain things that have to take place. There's certain scary places you have to go. Certain scary things you got to deal with. That's how changes take place. You don't just say change, or I'm going to change, or he's going to change because you use the word change. You know, it's not that easy, man. It's not that easy. Yeah, I think that's about it. Ezra chapter 10, and of course, this is where the brother comes into play as well. You know, because all the brother can do is be outside the cave and cheer you on, man. That's really all the brother can do. Ezra chapter 10, verse 4. Arise, for this matter belongeth unto thee. Not to everybody else. This matter belongs unto thee. We also will be with thee. Be of good courage and do it. We're going to be with you in prayers and comfort. But, man, you got to go in there, man. You got to go in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to wrap up with this. Psalms 31 and 23. Oh, love the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, all ye his saints. For the Lord preserveth the faithful, and plentifully rewardeth the proud doers. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, your mind, and all ye that hope in the Lord. All right. So basically, that's what I want to bring forth, man. That was, you know, it's a little longer, but I expected it to be a little longer because it's serious. You know, this is very, very serious. You know, when it comes to us hopeful elect brothers in this truth that are truly sincere and fighting the fights that we fighting. You know what I'm saying? We have to be truthful. We have to be truthful to ourselves and be truthful to our brothers. You know, and we got to face what we got to face, man. We got to go inside the cave and find out what's in there, man. Let Yahushua eliminate the cave. And then once we do that, that means we show faith. We're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna win. The 2/3, they're not even aware of the cave. They're not even in the cave, man. They're just lost. So when the Most High brings in corruption and they got all that corruption, they're gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. Some of them gonna die before they even see the missiles, man. So yeah, man, it's just, you know, that's something I want to bring forth. You know, admonishment and nurture, both at the same time as spoken of in Ephesians 6. And then this goes for all of us. There's not a soul. There's not an Israelite soul on this captivity on this earth right now who's not going through this. Because if you're not going through this, if you already overcome all the demons and the cave is already lit up, then you'll definitely get the treatment of Elijah and other men that were translated in the midst of, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have to wait, you know, till they just got translated because, okay, cool, he did it, you know. But as long as you hear it, you still fight, you know what I'm saying? So with that, hey, hopefully you brothers, and I know you brothers was edified, you know, and you know, respective ways and whatever you're going through. Hey, Yahweh Shem Shah is with us. Kal Halayim Yahweh Shem Shah, double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, Shalom salutation. To you say Akim, scores for 4 wins, pushing this truth with a city of heart. Because I'm a guy from the DC camps, and Shalom.